stop to wonder why you kissed the girls and made them cry. All I got was a tear-stained shoulder, and every time I look, I'm another year older. Getting tired of the same old places, wet streets, tired faces. Nothing ever seems to change, so you drink through the day just to maintain. And it's starting to make me sick, struggling to kick against the bricks. No, there must be more to it than this, so you lie to yourself just to get through it. And all one, two, nothing's changing. Oh, one, two, nothing's coming up, because you, all I want is you. If you can't get through, anyone else will do. In the morning it starts again, a drunken message from your best friend reminding you of how it could be if you quit your job, went up on the street. Now here you thinking of moving up somewhere you feel like you might belong. Word to the wise, just so you know, when you feel like that, get up, just going on. One, two, nothing's changing at all, because you, nothing's coming at all, because you, and all I want is you. If you can't get through, and all who are is you, nothing's changing at all. One is you, nothing's coming up, because you, all I want is you. If you can't get through, anyone else will do. Anyone else to do, whoa, anyone else to do. Anyone else to do. So, anyone will do. I wrote about 5 years ago, or so, a little over 5 years ago, and wrote it over the course of a weekend. I was just sort of putting words into the notes app of my phone. It was around the time I started doing that, as opposed to actually writing them down in a notebook. Handier, handier to do that way. And I think it was just about the things that were going on in my life at the time. I was working in a job I didn't particularly want to be working and living somewhere I didn't particularly want to be living. I was in a relationship at the time I wasn't particularly happy with. And just a general dissatisfaction with everything in my life at the time. I was drinking a lot, sort of medicating myself, and sort of that was really my only coping mechanism for anything, was to drink quite a lot. And it was over the next couple of years that I actually started looking at my relationship with booze, and you know, it's funny looking back at that. You know, a lot's happened in the last sort of five or so years, and to look at that song and that as a snapshot of where I was at the time. I like it; it's a good tune, but I'm not in the same place that I was, thank God. But it's funny to kind of look back and look at sort of the way I was living at the time, and my sort of coping mechanisms, and to look at where I am now. You know, not that I'm cured or fixed of anything that's happening, but I'm better able to cope with things than I was then. In terms of the recording, it was a pretty good collaboration between me and Shane. I mean, if it had been just me, if I had been more in charge of the production side, it would have been much more of a straight ahead sort of indie rock thing. Whereas Shane was able to add little touches, and it sort of lifted it out of wherever I would have put it, which would have been a fairly straight sort of indie rock poppy kind of thing. And I'm happy with how it turned out. And it seems to be one of the ones, especially the album version, it seems to be one of the ones that people sort of connect to. And I don't know if it's to do with the feeling that's on the song, or the performance of it, or the production of it, or what. But I'm glad that people are seem to be able to connect with that one. And again, you know, I don't know if it's to do with the performance of it, or the production of it, or the emotion behind the song. But it seems to be one of the more immediate ones, one of the catchier ones, and that was something that we knew. Sort of at the time, we knew, myself and Shane, we knew it was going to be a highlight. Do you know what I mean? It was it was a funny one. We said we knew we wouldn't have to do very much, even though we did work hard on it, and we did put the hours on, and Shane did create a really interesting arrangement. It was one of the ones we sort of knew, like, this will work. You know what I mean? But I'm still glad that people get something out of it, and it seems to be one of the ones that people have been able to connect to. You know.